Here's why I played Gatotkaca, the Iron Bone, in the EXP lane. First off, he possesses strong crowd control abilities, he has excellent tankiness with his high defense and damage mitigation. He is incredibly versatile and a powerful initiator in team fights. However, Gatotkaca is quite skill dependent and has relatively low damage output. Gatotkaca's passive ability, Steel Bones, will allow him to gain physical defense based on his lost HP. For every amount of damage he takes, he gains Rage. Upon reaching a certain level of Rage, his next basic attack becomes enhanced, consuming all Rage to deal extra magic damage and recover HP. The extra damage scales with his Rage, level, and magic power. This passive makes Gatotkaca last longer in team fights as his health diminishes slowly. Gatotkaca's first skill, Blast Iron Fist, slams the ground, creating a shattered zone in the target direction and dealing magic damage to enemies within. Enemies in the shattered zone take continuous magic damage and are slowed. This skill is crucial during the laning phase for clearing minion waves or cutting lanes. Gatotkaca's second skill, Unbreakable, begins channeling, then dashes in the target direction, taunting enemies along the way for a few seconds. The dash distance scales with his channeling duration, allowing for maximum distance when fully channeled. Cancelling this skill refunds 50% of the remaining cooldown. This skill can also serve as a portal escape tool, capable of leaping over thin walls. Unbreakable is particularly effective against heroes reliant on basic attacks due to its taunting effect. Enhance its utility by incorporating blade armor into your build, reflecting a portion of the damage inflicted upon you. Gatotkaca's ultimate skill, Avatar of Guardian, jumps to the target location, dealing damage to nearby enemies and knocking them airborne. Enemies near the center of the area are knocked airborne for a longer duration, while enemies on the fringes are pulled towards the center. Additionally, this skill can also be used to escape from losing team fights. During descending animation, Gatotkaca is immune to control effects and untargetable, allowing him to evade enemy attacks and disengage from unfavorable situations. Also, do note that you are able to channel skill 2 during the jump animation of his ultimate. A basic skill combo is to use skill 2 into skill 1, and all-out combo is to use his out into skill 2 into skill 1. Moving on to builds, I suggest building Encourage Tough Boots, Blade Armor, Dominance Ice, Radiant Armor, Thunder Belt, and Immortality. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As per usual, I suggest more experienced players to build items depending on the enemy team's composition instead of using a pre-built setup to maximize your win rate. As for battle spells, Flicker is an excellent choice for additional mobility and escape, allowing you to reposition quickly in fights or escape dangerous situations. Legends can also be effective, reflecting damage back to attackers and enhancing Gatotkaca's survivability in prolonged fights. Upgrade skill 1 at level 1 and prioritize upgrading skill 1 with skill 2 as backup. Upgrade the ultimate whenever it is available. On to our tips and tricks. Gatotkaca excels at soaking up damage and disrupting enemy formations, making him a key initiator in team fights. His tankiness allows him to stay in the front lines, absorbing damage and protecting his squishier teammates. Focus on using his crowd control abilities to lock down priority targets and create openings for your team. Positioning is crucial for Gatotkaca. Stay close to your allies to provide them with protection and peel for them when necessary. Use your ultimate to initiate fights from a distance, catching multiple enemies off guard and allowing your team to follow up. In the laning phase, leverage your tankiness to outlast opponents and create pressure, forcing them to retreat or play defensively. These tips and tricks will help you dominate the EXP lane and make the most out of Gatotkaca's powerful skill set, turning you into a formidable force on the battlefield.